I just wanna play, I wanna sing my song, I just wanna run and not be gone too long. 'Cause this time is precious still, I wanna keep it close to me. I'm wishing on a star to make more time to see. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. You can always dream, no one's taken that from you, only you can see it through, just like the way you do. So feed it from your soul and weigh it from both sides. The fulcrum and the tides will give direction that you'll know. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. When you make the time, it's a game of give and take. When the balance is at stake, you need to take a look inside, look deep into your heart, and remember how it feels. It's where the answer lies and tells you what is real. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming.
Irina Kurashevich, and I am happy to greet you here at our Sunday gathering at the Celebration Center in Falls Church, Virginia. And as we always say, we always plan something good for you. And today, it's the day that we planned something absolutely wonderful. And of course, we have our speaker today, our guest speaker, who is greeting us from France. His name is Rev Jim Lockard, a great friend of our center. I will be your practitioner, and music today is very special because we have 3 musketeers, 3 volunteers who decided to learn an old song that we all know, but they decided to learn it in a new way and master it. So today we are going to have Reverend Faith and Terry and Joyce doing it for us. And Robin too. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, so that is amazing. I am excited to hear you because I heard them rehearsing. It was wonderful. It is a wonderful song. And of course, Ivor is behind the screens, the keypads, everything is in control of the divine. And if you would like to let us know who you are and where you're watching us from, if you're doing it from the comfort of your own home, please let us know. We have a QR code that you can scan and you can let us know and stay in touch. You also always can contact us through our website, celebrationcenter.com. And right now, I think we are ready for the opening song. Stand and join us.
Now we are gathered within the harmony of the creation that sings through you and me, making us one. Opening heart and mind, leaving care behind, giving a way to the flow of life divine, keeping us one. One in the spirit that calls us together again. One in the presence that hallows the moment we share here and then. Goes before us to bless our way.
That's what I know about the Celebration Center, that it is full of talents. And sometimes it's a hidden talents. And then we take and reveal our talents. And this is probably one of the most important places that spiritual communities are, because it's a safe place to share your talent and to reveal, your talent and what you would like to do. So, practitioners. There are practitioners in the center. And if you're new to Science of Mind and to the Centers for Spiritual Living, you may ask, what do they do? Practitioners are trained to pray. We believe our philosophy based on the conviction that prayer works, which means that this is not just our prayers. We believe that all prayers work. The practitioners of religious science are trained to pray in a certain way that Ernest Holmes suggested. There are several steps in that, and we believe in it. We call it also affirmative prayer or spiritual mind treatment. So practitioners are available, and you can ask for prayer in several ways. You can ask today me or Reverend Faith, and we will pray with you after the service right here at the center. You also can go to our website, celebrationcenter.org, and there is a button to request the affirmative prayer. And we have a ministry of prayer, and then they will pray with you. They will get together and pray about you, and also those prayer requests will be passed to the practitioners, and practitioners are praying for a week with you. So if you've never tried that, if you've never experienced that, please give yourself that treatment. And with that, I invite us to go to this time of our getting together when we go into our center. And I invite you all to relax and to feel the support of the chair that you're sitting in front of me, or wherever you are. If you're laying on the floor, or maybe you're driving a car, just remind yourself that there is always that support, and take it as a notice that this is one of the so many ways that divine energy supports you. And now, feeling a little bit more relaxed that you maybe started, take a deep breath and release. And take another deep breath and release. Again, remind yourself that your breath is a natural way to experience the divine flow, that God that flows through everything. And to celebrate our oneness in the divine, I invite us all to take 3 square breaths. So take a deep breath in, hold, and release. In, hold, and release. In, hold, and release. And feel how your body, what is your body experience after this? No judgment, just notice. Do you feel more relaxed, more centered? Accept it. And today, I would like to read what our dear friend, Minister Reverend Eugene Holden wrote when he was still a practitioner. Be bold. You are here on purpose. That purpose is to teach love by being love. Be bold in your loving. As you live from this boldness, know that you are supported. Today, be bold. Shine, shine, shine. Another way to live out loud is to shine your light. Your light is yours, and no one else can shine it for you. When a circumstance comes up that calls for love, shine your light. I shine my light everywhere I go. The power of the indwelling Spirit shines and loves me. I boldly shine my light now. And take another deep breath and take the words of Eugene Holden into contemplation. Take them with you. Take the energy of the words. And let's take them into prayer. I know that there is one power, and today I choose to call this power God. And this power, the power of God, the God itself, is light. Is light that lives within everything. As this light is the essence of all that exists. This light is life itself. There is nothing else but the divine light that shines through everyone and everything. And as I know that there is nothing but light, I know that I am. I am the light of God. And as I recognize my light within, it is so easy to know that everyone is a perfect expression, unique expression of the divine, the light of love, the light of life, the life itself. And there is nothing else but the divine. Everything is possible. Everything is illuminated. Everything is joy. It is peace. It is love. And yet, there are circumstances in the life around us, in the physical world, and as humans sometimes, I don't see light. I don't see joy. I see tears and sorrow. I see lack and limitation. And this is what spiritual practice is. I take a deep breath and I remind myself that there is nothing else but God, that light is shining within. The light of peace is shining where the war is. It's maybe tiny, but it's very powerful. And with my consciousness, concentrating on the light within me, I make that light brighter. And I know it for everyone, as the power is within. And I know perfect and radiant health within every body, within every mind, who can hear my words right now and who will never hear them. I know joy. I know that laughter, that innocent laughter of a child within for everyone. I know beauty, as the divine light expressing itself in so many ways, and beauty is within it. I know perfect employment, as it is a pure way to express talents and joys and skills and knowledge. And I know abundance. I know abundance and prosperity. I know that the abundance of the divine is so generous, as it created all the grains of sand that no human mind can count. And I know that there is even more, even more. And from that, I very naturally go to gratitude, as I recognize that all the blessings of light is within me and within everyone. And I'm so grateful for this philosophy that gives me this opportunity to recognize that all is God, that everyone is a perfect expression of the divine. I'm grateful to know perfect and radiant health, joy, peace, love, light, harmony, bliss, and beauty. And I simply let it be, as it is so easy to surrender to the power of light. And I let it be with great joy, as I know that in perfect mind of God it already is. And I simply be, and so it is.
everything I need to know about what lies before me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me. Available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to do about what lies before me. Everything I need to do about what lies before me is available to me. Available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need for strength about what lies before me. Everything I need for strength about what lies before me is available to me. It's available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need for peace about what lies before me. Everything I need for peace about what lies before me is available to me. Available to me through the mind of God within me. Is available to me through the mind of God within me.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, the community. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. And today we are going to listen to the dear friend of our center, Reverend Jim Lockard. And I was thinking to give him the formal introduction, which, I think that I decided that I don't like them anymore. Because why would I talk about spirit that can speak better than I can speak about him? I have to say, we love Reverend Jim. Reverend Jim practice religious science, I would say, the science of mind. One of our favorite speakers here. And always I receive from you guys, the request to invite him back, and I do it with a great joy. So please welcome Reverend Jim Lockard.
Thank you so much, Irina. It's wonderful to be here with you all again. And I'm speaking to you from Lyon, France, where many of you know I live. I just came back earlier this week from the Centers for Spiritual Living conference in Reno, Nevada. So I got to connect with lots of friends and colleagues there. And it was really a wonderful experience. What I'd like to talk about today is change. The science of mind is really a teaching about change. It's about recognizing two main things about change. One is that change is the only constant in this universe in which we exist. And the other is that in order to live fulfilling lives, we have to continuously change. It's often said that ministers, those of us in ministry, have had two things we're supposed to do. We're supposed to afflict the comfortable and comfort the afflicted. And really what that means is, aside from the obvious, it means that we're sort of charged with kind of helping people to move along, to move through the changes of life toward a more positive expression. If you have any dissatisfaction in your life, and I think we all do to one level or another, then what's required to move beyond that or move through that is a change in consciousness, a change in how we think and therefore how we believe, and therefore how we experience the life that we're living, and also what we attract into our experience. So change is what I'd like to talk to. I'm going to have a couple of slides for you. So I'm going to pull those up now. Let's see how everything works technologically. Nope, that's not it. Hang on a second. Let's try again. Present, share screen, share screen. Huh. Well, I guess we're not going to share because I'm not seeing the. Oh, wait a minute. I heard this. I'm sorry. Share. And then I just have to open this up. So that's a little sign there indicates change is at every exit in our life. It's at every part of us. We're always going through several changes, as our life proceeds. And change is also moving from one state of being to another, as the egg shows. The chick was in the egg, and we were in the womb, and then birth happened, and we move into a whole nother environment. And as we move through our lives, there's a continuous series of changes that occur. Just a few quotes from people that have written about change. This is one of my favorites. It's not necessary to change. Survival is not mandatory. And W. Edwards Deming was a business consultant, and he was mainly talking about organizations there. But I think it's also true that, if we don't change, we get stuck. And we may survive physically, but we don't grow and thrive. We tend to get stuck and mired in the same old routine. And that's why it's so important, I think, to creatively find ways to express our lives that allow us to try different things and experience different things and evolve different versions of ourselves as we move through life. Albert Einstein said, "The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking." Okay, that sounds very familiar to those of us in New Thought. And I think it speaks for itself. George Bernard Shaw said, "Those who cannot change their mind cannot change anything." So these three quotes just kind of give us an introduction into the idea of the importance of change and the process of change a little bit, changing our mind. How do we change our mind? Well, in our teaching, we teach that we change your mind by changing the way that we think, the way that we feel about things, see things differently. The spiritual mind treatments that we do, the affirmative prayers, are designed not to do anything beyond ourselves except change our own mind about our relationship to whatever it is we have in our lives. We're not going to change God or spirit, it's changeless. So prayer is really, as we'll talk about in a few minutes, prayer is really about changing ourselves. One of our probably most famous members of a religious science community back in the 20th century was Louise Hay, who was a student of Dr. Raymond Charles Barker in New York and then became a full-time practitioner, making her living that way before she moved out to California and went into the publishing business, Hay House Publishers. I'm sure most of you have heard of that. And she said, "I changed my life when I changed my thinking. I am light, I am spirit, I am a wonderful, capable being. And it is time for me to acknowledge that I create my own reality with my thoughts. If I want to change my reality, then it is time for me to change my mind." Okay, so this is really an important idea. If any of that felt alien to you as I read it, if any of it felt like, oh, not me, that doesn't apply to me, I don't think that way, or if you find your thought patterns being, say, more negative and self-critical, these are the kinds of affirmative statements that you should be incorporating into your day, every day, and multiple times a day, so that you change the direction of your thought, which changes the beliefs that you build. And those beliefs that we build with our thoughts become effectively the law of our lives. So the main way we do this in our teaching is through prayer or spiritual mind treatment. Before I get to that, I had this other quote, sorry. Vernon Howard wrote, "It's a mistake for anyone to think he has lived too long in his old unsatisfactory ways to make the great change. If you switch on the light in the dark room, it makes no difference how long it was dark because the light will still shine. Be teachable. That's the whole secret." So some of us, as we age, might get into sense, well, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, or I'm not going to change. People don't change. All these kinds of things that we hear, we pick up around us and we tend to adopt as our own inner dialogue, and they're not true. There are so many examples of people that have made significant changes at any point in life. So, that's the lesson from that is you're never too old to go in a new direction by being teachable, by finding a new path. Okay, now we'll get to prayer. And I love this beautiful shot of Tibetan prayer flags. So the Tibetans, Buddhists believe that when you create a prayer flag, and you might be able to see there are prayers written on these flags, every time the wind ripples the flag, it's like someone is saying a prayer. So, they feel that this helps repeat the prayer thousands and thousands of times. So some quotes about that. Norman Vincent Peale said, prayer doesn't change things for us, it changes us for things. And again, that's that key idea. We don't pray to God or to Spirit to do something different. We pray to change our own relationship with God or Spirit so that we can accept what's already been given. St. Anthony said the prayer of the monk is not perfect until he no longer recognizes himself or the fact that he is praying. So this is an idea of incorporating these kinds of positive affirmations into our thoughts throughout the day so that we don't have a separate prayer attitude. We have an attitude that is affirmative all day long. And Soren Kierkegaard said, the function of prayer is to change the nature of the one who prays. So again, this idea that we keep seeing over and over. And you notice I'm not quoting Ernest Holmes here. These are people from various other religious beliefs and backgrounds and so forth. Maurice Adlier said, our prayers are answered not when we are given what we ask, but when we are challenged to be what we can be. Okay, so that change of a being nature, that change of, let's say I'm praying because I want to start a meditation practice and stick with it. What I'm really praying for is to develop myself as the kind of person who meditates. That's really what the change we're talking about, that internal shift that allows us to embody the greater idea. And Alan Cohen, prayer is the attunement of your mind with the blessing that already exists. So all of these ideas are so similar, and they point to the reality, I think, that we teach in our teaching, that everything that can possibly exist to fulfill your life already exists, but it's up to us to bring it into experience. Ernest Holmes said, spirit can only do for you what it can do through you. Okay? So it's an inside job. So that's the quotes I had. I'm going to come out of the sharing now, I think. Let's see. Okay, here we are. So what does this mean? It means that everyday life is about change. You notice how change happens anyway, even if you weren't expecting it, or you're not interested in it, or you want to push it away sometimes. So part of this reality that we want to develop is how do I develop that sense of being at ease in a changing world? Because we're in a changing world. We're in a time of change that's more rapid than perhaps it's ever been. There's a number of reasons for this, including technological advances and things like that open us up to the whole world. The news we can receive now is almost unlimited in sources. And it also, because there's so much of it, it requires an extra level of discernment to decide what's really valid and what isn't, what's worthwhile and what isn't, what's value, what resonates with me and what doesn't. So all of that is a change from in the past when we had a limited number of news sources and so forth. So that's a change, and it's happening around us, and we either adapt to this changing environment or we don't. And when we don't adapt, we suffer. We suffer because the world, I would just say this way, the world leaves us behind. It moves on in its own direction and it continues to evolve. But if we become closed off to the receptivity of being able to change, then we tend to get left behind. Um, we may ache for a past that was simpler. We may ache for a time when we were more comfortable with who we were. We felt more effective in the world. But that doesn't do us much good, does it, when we're living in a world that is the type of world that exists right now? So our teaching is about learning to change. And it's interesting, when I was at the conference last week, it was interesting because some of the conversations are about changes they're making in the organization, and there's people resisting the changes. And it's sort of like, not that every change is a good idea or anything like that, but it's kind of interesting how in an organization that teaches change, some of us can still be resistant to it, even though we've been in the organization a long time. We've been in the teaching a long time. So a good thing to do maybe today or during the week is really pay attention to where in your life you might be resisting change. You might be stuck. You might be resentful that things are changing around you. You might be upset that your friends are moving on or doing different interests, or whatever may be going on with family members or your children or grandchildren that just don't feel comfortable to you. What would it look like and feel like to be in tune with those changes, to be able to be adaptive, to be nimble, to be able to be respond to them in a way that you don't lose who you are. You're not knocked off balance by it, even if you disagree with it, and you can speak your disagreement, but it's not disagreement with the nature of change, because there's nothing really we can do about that except learn to live with it and to thrive in it. So I would suggest that as you're paying attention to where you might be resistant to change, and maybe you write yourself some affirmative statements about your comfort with change, about your ability to change, about your worthiness to be adaptive to change, and just start to put those in mind. Maybe make them part of an affirmative prayer or a treatment as part of your spiritual practices. Start to get a sense that I am calm and relaxed no matter what is going on around me, and I easily adapt where to adapt is wise and loving, something like that. Because we really do want to bring it together and bring it home into the reality that we live in. The science of mind is about becoming fulfilled with who we are. And who we are is an expression of the divine, of spirit. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why spirit created this universe and the universe became part of it and all that. I have no idea why, but here we are. And it seems like our purpose is to actualize from infinite potential into our experience according to our intelligence, our capacities, our likes, our dislikes. So my role is to actualize from an infinite field of potential what is fulfilling for Jim Lockard. And in doing that, I somehow serve humanity, which means if I'm actualizing it effectively, I'm probably happy. I'm a contributor to good things. I am capable of adapting very well to the living conditions around me, and so forth. And isn't that really what we want? We want to be fulfilled in the world in which we live. We want to have loving relationships and creative self-expression. We want to have, of course, the capacity of good health and have enough wealth in order to do what we choose to do, but to have enough, you see, not to have all of it. There's the old line by the comedian George Carlin. He says, you can't have everything. Where would you keep it? So the idea would be that we have enough. There's a story of two authors that were invited to a reception at a very wealthy person's home in New York. And the one, as they walked into this beautiful palatial home with chandeliers and everything, and it was owned by a billionaire. And the one author says to the other, I have something that the owner of this home will never have. And the other author says, what's that? He said, enough. So to be fulfilled is to have enough. To recognize that when my needs are met and maybe I have enough to share with others, that's plenty. When I'm able to do what I choose to do when I choose to do it without undue difficulty, that's enough. So we don't have to develop up to the limits. We don't have to be a billionaire. It's hard to visualize being a billionaire. I don't know what they do, but I know that I have enough in my life to do what I choose to do when I choose to do it, and to share with others. And that's my life goal. So I encourage you to think about all of these things during this week and put into practice what works for you. Put into practice becoming more affirmative in your everyday thoughts and feelings, because it's the feelings that go with the affirmative thoughts are important, because that's what gives power to building a belief. So it's, yes, I feel good in my life. I do. I feel good. I'm looking forward to the week unfolding. I'm looking forward to the changes this week brings. Things like that. It may seem corny, it may seem odd, but it's really how we transform ourselves into the version of the person that we would choose to be, and who we came here to be. So let's close with a prayer. I know in my life, right here and right now, that there is one spirit fully present, fully available in my life and in every life. There is never an absence of divinity present. I know that I am one with this divine presence. I know that I am worthy of good in my life. I am a contributor to life, and that I easily and naturally adapt to the changes in my life. In fact, I initiate many of them. I know that this week unfolding is a week of recalibration for me. It's a time for me to devote to my spiritual practices, to be more affirmative in my thinking, to be more affirmative in my relations with others, and to make demands on the universe that allow me to be more fulfilled and be a greater expression of the divine being that I am. I'm so grateful that this is true, that all of this is unfolding according to a spiritual law within me, around me, and through me. And I know that this is unfolding right now. I release these words into the creative field that we call mind, knowing it is done unto us as we believe. And so it is. And thank you very much.
Yes, we let it be, and this is the way to accept the changes. Let's give Reverend Jim more love. Thank you, Reverend Jim. Thank you so much. And I have to say, we all can practice the acceptance of change today, because yesterday I was dancing my feet out and my heart out at the wedding in Old Town, and the weather was absolutely delightful, 75 in the evening, and I woke up to 50 in rain. It's change. It's a big change for me, because I had to think, what shall I wear? Because I thought that it's all already going into the winter closet. So, we have some time. Maybe you would like to share how you deal with the change in your life. What is your spiritual practice? How you accept it? How you breathe through this? Any aha moments that came during Reverend Jim talk? Yeah, come here, Robin. We have to hear you, because people online would love to hear us.
So my practice is, when something changes in my life, to be present with it, to spend time going inside and feeling sensations that happen within me, feeling thoughts, feelings, emotions, and just being present with whatever comes up within me, and not trying to figure it out, not trying to analyze it, but just continuing to be present with what comes up. And then I've experienced that profound things happen related to the change. I become aware of things within me related to the change.
Thank you so much. This is really, really two very important practices, to be in the presence and the awareness and acceptance. Yes, anyone else? No? Okay. Well, thank you, Robin, for sharing. And with that, let's come to the point in our service where we practice the law of circulation. And before we do that, let's greet our guests. If you are here at the center and you would like to introduce yourself, if you think that you have to say something, please do it now. Or if you're watching us online, please again let us know who you are. You can put your comment in the chat and we will see it. Or just, stay in touch, like I said in the beginning of our time together. Do we have anyone, Ivor? No. Okay. Wonderful. So with that, let's practice the law of circulation. Let's remind us that we are the part of this big, big, big order, I would say, the divine order that circulates everything. And we know that when we give, we receive. So with that, I would love us to start with our affirmation. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we do appreciate everything that every member of community contribute to the center. And I say it's our talents, it's our love, it's our heart, it's our prayers, because it is very important to keep your spiritual center in your prayers. And of course, it is your financial donations and your help at the center here, your volunteering hours. And financially, you can donate again several times. You can scan this QR code and give to us. You can go to our website, and there is a special button at the celebrationcenter.org. There are baskets right here at the center if you are here, and you always can mail us your checks. And again, the mail address you can find at the celebrationcenter.org. And let's take a deep breath again and let it go. And let's bless all the prayer requests that are maybe still being just formed in our hearts and in our minds, knowing that they're already fulfilled in the perfect mind of the divine. Knowing that all the love, all the wholeness, all the prosperity and abundance is there. And I pray and know for everyone's ability to accept the change and to be present and aware and joyful about it. And let's together bless the generous donations that the Celebration Center receives. As I said, and I know and I believe that there is no separation between giving and receiving. When each of us gives, we receive. And I know that the Celebration Center is the center of the love circulation. As it is flowing, I know that the flow is here. The flow is here as this organization creates these opportunities to meet, to talk, to pray, to love, to laughter, to listen to the music, to sing, to listen to the wisdom, to be together. So I know that that love that is expressed by money is being circulated and coming back to us in so many shapes and forms and opportunities. And with that, nothing but gratitude can come up to my heart, and I hope to your hearts too. So I'm very grateful to know that the flow is here at the Celebration Center. And it's strong, and it's perfect, and it's within divine energy. And I simply let it be. And so it is. And right now we have the announcements. And I will start with these announcements that is going to happen next week. We are going to have Latrice Fuller as our speaker. So, and we're also going to have the board meeting. Everyone is invited. Our board has, very rarely they have closed session, but usually it's an open meeting. And if you would like to come, ask questions, express your ideas, please come and be there again. And I have to say that's probably a big thing for our board. They live in the world of change and they navigate the Celebration Center through the world of change. So I'm very grateful for that. And with that, I invite one of the members of the board, Terry Murphy, and she's going to do another announcement.
I'm delighted to report that we continued our spring cleaning this weekend. Several folks showed up, and the other rooms are looking great. And as a result, we've got a lot of stuff to give away. So in this room, mostly, but also some in this room, is stuff that you are welcome to come get. And we uncovered treasures you would not believe. There are shiny, magical stones. There are sparklers for the 4th of July. There are horns for New Year's. And there's even this incredibly adorable little pig, which if you put money in it, it will magnify and you will become rich, guaranteed. So please, after the service, check out what's in these 2 rooms. Take whatever you want. Hopefully leave a little donation. Then we're going to have a truck come and take away what's left. Oh, and also these. We have a lot of these and larger if you want them.
Terry, you have to be a saleswoman somewhere. Okay, so this is absolutely wonderful. And with that, I think that I invite the three musketeers and Joyce, the Cardinal Joyce, to sing our closing song. For that, if you feel like that, please stand up and sing all together. You all know this song already.
The peace song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be my song now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Which reminded me about another announcement at the pop-up choir next week too. So come at 9:30, pop up at 9:30, sing, practice, and sing during the service. And with that, I would love to conclude our service. As I always say, express the gratitude to this time together. And express this gratitude to yourself that you dedicated this time to be together and to love, to laughter, to be light. And I would like to complete our time with the affirmation. So if you feel like it, would you please stand up? I am looking forward to the changes. I see them as my blessings. I accept them. And I share my joy. And so it is. And thank you again for being here today. Give yourself a round of applause.